Illusion at the speed of light overtakes the Clockwork for a secondary kill.
Ooh, that looked like it was going to get a little dicey there for OG for a second, but yeah, that Illusion just comes out. Ruins poor Ember, and now they're continuing to chase with that buyback from Sox, so they're going to get another kill. And now they can go for the Roche. Egg was used. Everything was pretty much committed. There's an easy cleanup now for OG. That looked like one of the scariest starts of a fight ever, with your troll popping battle chance and BKB and just unable to do anything.
Yeah. But a good read by Sebs. As soon as he sees the Animage, throws out the wall of replica. Once he gets that illusion, that's the blink away.
Maybe Shad getting charged up again too. Keeping tabs on him, and now Troll, the objective taker.
Yeah, if Viking GG lose this game, they can probably look back to that one fight around the Roshan pit being maybe one of the moments that turned this game as OG. Now, tier 2, it looks like they're going to come in, try and go for the Aegis. Does manage to get off his ultimate. He's still going to be Yule's up in the air. He had 80 damage on 80, but he still has the heal coming out from the IO. But yeah, it looks like he's going to go down here inside the Supernova as well. Is he going to come back into it? Oh, okay, done. Perfectly timed up with a Sunray. Lined up and laying into the IO. Nice vacuum in though with a charge on through. A 3-man stun as Brutal about to hit by the AM. Brought him back into the Troll, and the Troll got the root. Even though he bounced back to Spirit Breaker's ultimate, he immediately was repositioned into an ensnare.
That actually worked out in their favor pretty nicely. 40 seconds, AM's dead. And that vacuum charge, something that we didn't mention about before, catches perfectly at the 4 hero. Saksa will play with his life now for going a little too aggressive. Thompson burning too, but trying to stick on Boom.
OG. You're going to chill out just a little bit more here, friends. Now the Troll has overcommitted himself, and Boom seeing that. Okay. 2 down. We can chase the rest pretty easily. They're going to catch Zab and all these TPs out. Okay. The mid one, IO, and No Tail were able to get out, but still, it was OG who had a really nice lead for themselves, took a nice early tier 2. We could have just gone, okay, we're going to get shrines and stuff like that, but no.
I'm surprised they actually stayed and persisted there.
Yeah.
Even though AM wasn't up, like the egg, you know, everything was coming back for Viking to be able to look for that fight. Look how much the Ember got out of it. He's level 18 now. It was like a pretty massive swing, actually, in the grand scheme of it all. Look at these levels. 18, 18, 16 now, just off of that.
Did the aggression just get the best of him? The Heaven's Halberd will disarm the AM for now.
Boom.
Six, 1, and 2. Is the Ember Spirit 0, 1, and 2. Animated, you can see what kind of game Viking GG is trying to play right now. It is a game of 4 versus 5 while our Animated tries to get big. Problem is he can't do that normal, annoying split pushing thing so much because of fear of the Spirit Breaker plus the relocate.
Yeah. And he's almost got that big item, the Basher, finished up. But we see the IO. This is, I think, almost a similar build that I saw from the SEA guys. Halberd into Deso. I think in the SEA it was actually a Maelstrom in the game, but he wasn't versus an AM. He was versus something that, you know, he actually wanted magic damage instead. Saksa. Back away. Meteor Hammer will connect on the tower, though. Nice little chunk of damage.
Yeah, force the TP rotation. Good amount of damage. We know where the Spirit Breaker is, which means the AM can play a little bit more freely.
I liked what I actually saw Seb. We saw queued up for a second there. Seb, not only does he have a clumsy net, which is phenomenal with wall versus an AM, but he's also going for Hex, and he was not too far from it when I last saw. He had like 3,200 towards the Mystic Staff Whistle. They get the charge at the end, put the wall down.
Got the vacuum back in, and they get the bash. He was halfway through that animation for Blink, but considering the ensnare as well as the bash opportunities, there's no way he should have been able to get out. Now they're going to look for more. The Animage is dead. Saksa Looks to find some more. He's going to try and chase down Boom, who already has a remnant out on the side.
They saw it
that far away, though.
Sox is here with
Got another remnant up by the BKB. Now he's been ensnared. Sorry, Bash. Bash first, then ensnared. And OG... Spirit Breaker non-stop 5-manning at you with the Spirit Breaker.
It's working. He's finding the opportunities. They've claimed great map control, and they've actually taken out, looks like almost all of the wards from Viking. They only have that one ward in the mid lane, so Soxa, he's free reign to move around here. And all this movement speed and mobility, they can easily catch up to him. Deso, plus that troll. Quick racks getting brought down. They're actually going to have to buy back. Quick BKB, and Thompson just wants nothing to do with that. Mid one is definitely preparing for the super late game too, right? The attack tethered target as well,
yes.
At the same time, right? Yeah.
That'll add so much damage to the troll.
That's way later on, but
yeah,
there is always potential for this insane scaling that they can have because of this item build that he's going for too. And now we're seeing, you know, AM, he may be pretty farm, but he is fragile if he gets caught by a charge.
So what do you do to fix that after the Abyssal Blade? Because I feel like if you try and go Butterfly, you're not going to have much of a timing window before Troll gets MKB.
It's like, do you want to go for BKB? Like, ooh.
Yeah.
He might have to. Now there's also a Hex, like we said, finished up on Seb on that Darkseer. It's a lot more for the AM to play around. He's just going to have to be careful.
Thompson thinking about going back for that SNY, and then I presume Satanic after that. So a bit delayed, but like a heavy team fight build, making use of a very active Troll. And then with the map control that they bought off of that, he can continue to non-stop farm and go back for that traditional carry build.
Yep. He'll get it all pretty quickly, too. Sox also about to have Aghanims finished up. A couple big items, definitely for OG, going to be finished in the next few moments. They do have double outposts claimed at the moment as well. You see, Shad not quite yet going for the outpost if he wants to. Out of their base, starting to get pressured.
Thompson just keeps it up. The enemy has not been forced back yet.
Sustain, holds his ground though. Meteor Hammer.
Comes down on the Troll's head. Quickly shakes it off, though. The sustain offered by Lifesteal plus that eye. You know, it's Viking GG.
Chad wants his Abyssal before he goes for anything like this here. It makes you have just such an easier way to go for targets. It's not quite going to have it before the Rax is gone, though.
No, it's not.
Has fallen.
Mid just got taken for free. OG, despite this kind of tower lead they have, they're only up by 2k net worth, so it's a little bit deceiving that they're taking the mid lane of Barracks already. And yet, you could probably still call this an even-ish game. I'd give it like, what, 65% to OG?
Yeah, it's all dependent on a few quick catches that can change it. Oh, okay, he gets out.
Dota Plus doesn't believe so. 88% to the favor of them.
Wow.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, Troll has many answers to the AM, and he's shown that he's not falling behind in net worth.
Yeah, I guess it must be counting a few things in. It's like the core matchup of AM versus the IO is great, but versus Troll and versus Troll is not the best. Darkseer has his ways to play around him because when AM gets stronger.
Yeah.
So it does seem like OG does have quite a lot of solutions, at least for that anti-mage.
So shots start things out. Catching No-Tail and isolating the rest of the team. They have to stay back to borrow time. Allows No-Tail to shrug things off. But at the same time, AM trying to make his initiation onto the Darkseer. Force out the wall of Replica before he goes away. Now he's going to try and sandwich back in. Aramis making use of those spike trying to get away from Soxa right now. Able to do so over the right-hand side. And Ember gets locked down by the Troll. Boom has got to be careful of that deadly Troll.
They're so
Once
fast.
It goes down, man. There is so much catch thanks to a Darkseer with an IO. Hey, at least Shad does manage to get the kill on No-Tail, but it's still not a happy occasion because it's still the cores that are up and alive. They do manage to get on the manage to get the match. The supernova looks like it may just explode. They're still going for it, but yes, it successfully explodes onto the Troll. Now they're away, but Chad's not going to let up just yet. The Phantom onto him. The Scythe goes out. They tether up, sharing that movement speed. They get away, but no tail. Well, he did buy back for this. They managed to get a silence onto the AM with no Manta. Maybe they could actually turn around and kill him, but both sides de-escalating here, though it may ramp up again with the double damage picked up by the AM. Who knows what could happen? Well, apparently he didn't feel that good about it because it's just TP Dome.
Yeah, he's just resetting, it looks like. Not going to cut any waves or anything like that. Just wanted to get... Okay. Now they're going to look for their own aggressive player. Ember not up for about 15 seconds, though.
Radiant are scared.
And his confidence, by the way, in your supernova positions. He's going for a refresher instead of an negative scepter. Oh, wow. Shannon jumps forward, using the invisible blade, trying to blow the darts here. He's already burned so much mana, he can get off a good mana point here. If he has it up, but he's being set up for so long, and now the Scythe went down. Chain's done up, and no opportunity for that big mana explosion. 2 dead, and probably a little bit more. Celery, he is no doubt. He doesn't have the move speed to get away from this, but the one hope would be Toby. But Sasha, he's so damn fast thanks to the surge charge combo. They easily catch up with him as well. 2 turns to 4, turns to a free Roshan for OG.
Some pretty game-winning item builds coming out from Seb in particular this game. Just this Hex, like that McIntyre Hex rush is just so impactful. 7-1 has been perfect with his play so far. These vacuum walls, the vacuums into the charges, it seems to be getting... He just gets the AM every single time. He's got his number.
Yeah. Instant disables plus disables through right clicks. They're just able to ignore that whole spell shield thing.
Yeah, he just nets him, and he hexes him inside of the wall with his full team beating on him.
Look at that. They're just going for the tier 4s right now. 30 seconds on the clock for the enemy age. Viking GG, they're going to have to fight this out 3 versus 5, and I don't think they can. I guess we'll see. Agent sub on Thompson. Guess it depends on how much OG wants to be able to time. They're going to go for it right now. They're going to bring Aaron standing. Let's have a buyback. There goes the Meteor Hammer. Supernova number 1 going on. Activated by Thompson. Quickly deals with the Aegon. And Aramis, a new one with his ultimate going off. He's going to chase down Ember Spirit underneath the shrine, and he goes in just as fast as he goes out.
What would that movement speed there? 1,000?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my God.
That is straight up broken. And sure enough, we said kind of at the start of this is really cool synergies here with the Ivy. It could go terribly wrong. It's OG though. Yeah, you don't expect them to miss on these kind of strategies as they are the innovators of such.
Yeah, and I do really like to see the relentless aggression. That's the biggest thing from OG.
Yeah.
Just like some of these teams would be like, you know, knocking on this tier 1 mid is a little bit weird right now. The AM's kind of getting farmed. Let's go look for the AM.
Radiant
Blue
team
team's
ban.
turn to ban.
Teammate actually counters Darkseer, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
Gentlemen.
We've been over it.
Just letting you know.
Got it again. If you're just joining us, we've said that
We've
8
seen
times.
that in the previous game. Was super efficient.
10 seconds remaining.
Excellent counters. All right, so lots of meta heroes
5
still in
seconds
the
remaining.
pool, but we'll see if we got anything
There's
special
still
here.
Venomancer. It's a possibility for OG. Viking, they can't really fit Venomancer into the draft.
Radiant
I feel like
team
Veno,
ban.
Veno's kind of countered by both of these drafts a little bit. Like you have Darkseer to surge through the Veno slows, and even Io who can just move at max moves or whatever the person's move speed is through the Veno. Also sustain, which we've talked about.
Max unlocked move speed.
What?
What?
10 seconds
What did you say?
remaining.
Oh, nothing.
Great panel, guys.
Just hanging out here.
5 seconds remaining.
All right, Clockwork going to be banned out as well. Sad to see him go. I do love the good Clockworks. I mean, he's always keeping these games very action-packed, which I really appreciate. A lot of initiations, cross-court, and Void. I mean, knocked out as well.
The possibility against Doom, Faceless Void, one hero comes always to my mind. That's Raid King. You know, just having a hero with 2 extra lives is kind of a counter.
5 seconds.
It is nice being a Darkseer against Wraith King, though, because you just get like if he goes Radiance, you get a Radiance illusion. And you also
But what if
have the wall.
you click on Radiance, turn it off?
That's genius.
Like one click.
I don't know. They've got like way too much ping. I don't think they can do that.
been banned.
You know, if you were in my booth as a player and you were talking about how we should pick Darkseer to counter the potential Radiance, probably would let you go as the coach. I mean,
Three of the best heroes right now. Not necessarily like good with each other for any particular reason, but not bad with each other either. They're just like three broken heroes.
Yeah, you did not see a combo once, like these three heroes paired up together, because most of the time, 99%, at least one of those are gonna get banned.
yeah.
Radiant
What's
team
really interesting, speaking of combos, to see Darkseer back in the meta in just a completely different way. I mean, you used to see this be this wombo combo hero where it was all about vacuuming into something. Now he's just completely different, but he still finds his niche.
Yeah, he's like a buffer almost. Like he just makes one guy super powerful, kind of like an Io, honestly. Very similar.
10 seconds
And hey, a
remaining.
Snapfire.
Radiant team picked.
Goodness gracious, Sven! This is what I'm talking about. I love these two teams. We're seeing the new meta being developed right here. We're not seeing too much of this hero now, are we?
No, I think the hero's still very decent. I wouldn't really rate it highly, but
10 seconds remaining.
she does the job, you know? Like team fight ulti, you
5
need to have a
seconds
setup
remaining.
for it. You need to have some kind of a stun, not necessarily a faceless void, but you want to have something to set it up.
Yeah.
And you can also go back to something like a Nyx Assassin. There's it's great Nyx Assassin game for OG if they want to shift things around. You know, a lot of uncontrollable damage from Snapfire, just stopping the ulti, Iron Shell, Scorched Earth, and once again they go with Alchemist.
Man, these are some greedy cores though. Like Darkseer, Doom, Alchemist.
Like, do you get I don't know, Nyx or Ancient
10
Apparition,
seconds
shift
remaining.
Tiny as a core possibly?
5
Then you have
seconds
Io,
remaining.
AAS.
Yeah, which is pretty weak.
It's rough, but you do have two stunners as your cores then, so it's not the worst.
Oh, and we see the Titan again. This didn't really work out last time. They got handled. Maybe they're a little upset about how game one went, and they're sure that they can make it work. I mean, Io though with Sven, Tiny, and ET, those are all some beefy boys.
Yeah.
I mean, all
10
great
seconds
targets.
remaining. Radiant
definitely.
team banned.
OG's lineup's a bit vulnerable to mobility heroes. What do they ban out? Spirit Breaker? Looked like a storm to me from here.
Turn to ban.
No, that is a Spear Breaker.
Oh, there goes the draft.
No, it's okay. Just give us some time. Sometimes the teams draft so powerfully, the game itself cannot register it. It is almost like if summoning Exodia. The perfect combination. Ice Frog
10
himself tries to
seconds
pull the
remaining.
plug, but we will make sure the game happens. Don't you worry about
Oh,
it.
we can still see it there though.
5 seconds
Oh, hello.
remaining.
There they are.
Hey!
Wow.
And they're all tiny. Oh, angry little boy.
I think Darkseer's a cute little guy,
Darkseer?
even though he's like an old man.
Definitely not anyone I would want around. He's just very pointy.
Slacks, how old is Darkseer?
Darkseer is a old man.
How old?
Well, I don't know.
Is this
It doesn't specifically say his age.
What are we paying you for?
I mean, can you guess who's the God King Demathesic's most loyal general's age? I'm not sure. 62.
62? He
Wow.
looks like
That's-
400 to me at least.
In Darkseer.
I mean,
years.
these days 62 is not that old. Healthcare has been, quite upgraded in the last.
Well, depending on
few
the country
years.
where
Yeah,
you're
I
coming
was
from.
just about to say.
He's from some planar realm or something like that, right? Where was he from?
The land beyond the wall.
Oh.
Don't know anything about that, but hopefully their health care is better than ours. Shout out to the land beyond the wall. Anyway, back to the draft here. Necrophos. Banned out as well. And we're waiting for those last picks. Any snipes? You've been killing it, Jenkins. Final snipe.
Say something stupid for a change.
I think this is a really good Pudge game for OG.
Oh, thank you,
I
Jenkins.
think they need another melee strength hero to go with their 3 melee strength heroes.
OG.
That would be good.
That's a pretty great point. We could probably use a ranged hero here on Team OG.
Yeah. Man, you know, Viking GG, if they had the space to pick a Timber, this would be an insane Timber game.
That is a fantastic point.
That would be nuts.
Probably not a good
1, 2, 3, 4 strength heroes.
Yeah. I mean, you could run
10
Doom as a
seconds
support.
remaining.
I feel like you just, you know, if this is a tier 2 game and they're not like,
Well, you can
5
put him
seconds
mid.
remaining.
yeah. I'm just thinking Doom support, pick a Timber.
Yeah, that's what we've discussed. Jenkins 5, Snappy, you have Doom 4, Darkseer 3,
Yeah.
Safely Alchemist, and you need a playmaking hero.
If you snipe that pick, I will forever consider you the truest god of the Omega League.
Okay.
All right.
Radiant team pick.
It won't happen. I mean, great! Wind Ranger! That was a fun series. Congratulations. No, but we have seen OG kill it with this hero. OG has played phenomenally with Wind Ranger, so much so it's not even the word phenomenal. I like to call it phenomenally.
10 seconds
And the final
remaining.
pick from Radiant, what will it be?
They have no heroes that so
5
far that's
seconds
going to
remaining.
dispel Windrun.
Oh my god.
They have no heroes that build into Yule Scepter.
Oh my god, how could they Tempo! Oh my god! The real Lord! Zeus stepped down, Mars go to hell. Jenkins is the Omega League genius. Well done, you were called it immensely.
I am Jesus.
Yeah, explain to the viewers why.
There's 4 strength heroes over there.
Okay, that's it.
So even I know this one. Timbersaw does great against strength heroes, right? Able to deal this damage based on their attributes, as Purge taught me long ago.
Something damage, yes, strength.
Yes, extra damage
Along
against
those
the
lines.
strength.
Yeah.
So these guys are going to melt to chakrams. Should be pretty interesting here. But will he be able to survive the Wind Ranger?
I mean,
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he builds into Yule Scepter eventually. Like, it's a great defensive item, even though Sven has a Dispel as one of his level 15 talents. But I mean, just looking at the drafts, I really like the Timbersaw last pick. They have tower damage coming from this Alchemist. Not the best setup for Snapfire ulti. They're a bit limited on catch and stun. Like, when you have Doom, you need to have a lot of stun. Otherwise, they might just, TP out, and Doom's target needs to be Io. Otherwise, he's just going to relocate out.
Well, let's take a look at those odds again. It looks like, again, it is in OG's
going
favor
anywhere.
on this one. Gentlemen, your final thoughts. Do you agree with those odds? Do you think right this time does OG have it in the bag with the 4 strength heroes and Wind Ranger?
I don't think so. I feel like if I'm Timbersaw and Wind Ranger is like the best counter to me in the game, like she literally hits you, 10 times within a second. That's 10 reactive armor stacks. Like, I'm totally cool with that. And sure, when she gets an MKB, you can definitely kill Timber, but at that point, Timber should have like a Heaven's Halberd or a Blade Mail or a Yule Scepter, like something to deal with that.
Absolutely. Real quick, what do you got?
Quick, I'm gonna go with the Viking. Their lineup looks much better overall, and with Alchemist, I feel like they can do it once again.
Fantastic. Okay, well, it's time to find out who's going to take this series. We will throw it over to the casters. Gentlemen, can anyone be more confident than Jenkins? Probably not Fogged. Here he goes.
I'll be honest with you, Fogg. I was a little tired going into this one. I was kind of nodding off there,
30
but
seconds to
nothing
go.
really wakes you up in the morning like the screeching sound of slacks talking
very
about
true.
Wind Ranger. Goodness gracious, I am wide awake and ready to go for OG versus Viking GG.
I can't wait till she wins as well, and Slacks looks like an idiot. No,
Are you feeling it? you feeling this OG for Game 3?
I mean, this is a really good Timbersaw pick, honestly. Of course, it gets into the strength heroes. They also don't have like great damage in laning phase to really slow him down. So, yeah, I do think they have a lot of potential because of that. But knowing OG, they're going to look to just run at them and try to take advantage of the fact there's an Alchemist, right? They're going to try to make sure that they can actually just play with this number advantage at all times. But right off the bat here, see Viking GG, a very good chunk of aggression.
Yeah, that they attempted that aggression. Game 1 didn't actually work out for them in the end. And their run, like the idea of running a bunch of aggression straight into a timber saw, you know, with all of these strength heroes, that's a bit concerning to me.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just see how it plays out for them. Is there a chance that they does their lineup, because it was such a good Timbersaw game, I'm sure OG may have exposed themselves a bit to that, but like, did they mess up with their lineup a little bit by drafting the Timbersaw? It's an amazing Timbersaw game, yes, but are they lacking anything as a result of that last pick?
I think it's exactly what the panel said. It's just the catch, the extra amount of lockdown. Because the one thing that can happen in this game is just, even if you doom a target, maybe the IO doesn't even just relocate. He can just heal the target, and they can just back themselves up. So I do think that their catch could be quite limited because of this Timber. And it's like, their initiation, and so they lack a couple things now in their draft now because of it. Sure, they're going to have crazy amounts of damage provided, but who's going to make the moves around the map, right? Like, it's going to have to be the Timber, but those can be a bit awkward when you don't have great setup in your side lanes. At least he's got Snapfire, but...
Frenchman of OG finds the blood. Makes that Wind Ranger power shot. Nice opening there from Soxa to set it up, so... He's already going all right. Boom actually forced to use the healing salve, but this is pretty typical of Timbersaw. He's one round of regen, but now that he's level 3, has that second level of reactive armor, should just be fine to trade out with Thompson.
Yeah. Only way they can get a kill is with some type of rotation and toss back or something like that now, unless Boom makes a very big mistake versus his Tiny. Shackle connects again. Can't actually chase forward though.
Has been killed.
It's something that Thompson is going to have a chance to maybe try and show up Boom a little bit here in this game 3 with a Tiny performance, because he is matched up against Timbersaw, who can't make those same kind of rotations like the Tiny can. Thompson may have kind of a free game in that regard.
Yeah, and it's a Thompson Tiny. I mean, we've seen what this man can do, especially at TIs where he just runs rampant, and that's what he likes to do. He likes to just play incredibly aggressive. Toby will be able to survive up here, but this top lane is not doing well. The Sven IO is crushing them pretty hard. They expended a lot of mana on the initial, right? I think they used, what, 2 Ion Shells, maybe more than that, just to pressure OG, and OG now just sustained through it. They're going to do pretty well up here. They have the Ice Armor now. That's actually very nice to stop any type of aggression from OG, and they're actually glyphing the wave. I think that may have been a mid-glyph from the Timbersaw, actually.
Yeah, how do you fight into a Doom that has an Ion Shell on him? Scorched Earth and that Frost Armor. It's quite a hefty amount to deal with. Thompson already being pushed out of his lane. He's going to be feeling the pressure of that Tier 1. Similar situation to what we were talking about before, which is the fact that one hero may have all the rotations, but there's going to be a lot of pressure on his mid tower if he chooses to try and move around to those side lanes, and we're already seeing that amping up with the Timbersaw.
Yep. Bottom lane, the OG. I guess it's just like they're just going to deal with it, right? They're going to make, okay, Timbersaw's going to have a game, whatever. We're going to do what we do and just pressure the Alchemist, play our own game. And Shad is getting pressured pretty hard as well, too. I mean, those 2 side lanes, like we said, OG's looking to have a really solid start. The one thing that we are looking to have, though, for OG is some stacks. Even though the Sven's having a good time, I think that's what Sven just needs to be a Sven.
Thompson, he wants that power rune so badly to refill his bottle. He needs it too, and it's a regen, which makes it that much sweeter for him. Killsock's in the bottom lane. He's been getting super aggressive, and it looks like he got his hand caught in the cookie jar.
Looked like they were maybe attempting to do like a pull there from No Tail. Midwin wanted to stun him to stop him from catching it, but unable to get it so much.
You and BSJ were talking backstage about the Sven. What was the conclusions you guys came up to?
I mean, this hero just needs stacks. He's picked a lot in NA. Not so much, I guess, in the EU region, he was saying. I haven't played that many EU pubs, at least, but yeah, this hero looks really good in NA pubs because NA pubs just hit creeps. That's all they do. They stack and hit creeps, so Sven just gets these crazy item timings early, and then he's too tanky for people to fight, and they run into him. I mean, I think that's just always tends to be the best strategy for that hero.
The one thing we talked about, so he's gonna die here. Just gets out with damage he can. the change up to the Dispel talent, which was always ignored at level 20, even though it was always theory crafted like, oh, it can be really good, but it was like, at level 20, I don't remember what the other talent was at the time, but the other one was just too valuable. Now, it's at level 15, and it feels so good.
Yeah, I think it was, what, it was 25% life steal or something, I think it was. Like, yeah, it was something crazy that he would get. But yeah, now you get it at 15, and then you probably have an Aghanims, and it's so hard to actually play around it, because usually it's like, oh, an Ag Sven is flying at me, I pop Ghost Scepter, I pop Yules, but no, he brings you out of it and then just smashes you down anyway, so that's definitely a great point there, Cap.
And it, I believe how pretty much all abilities work is that the disable happens first. So he dispels you, and he's also going to get the Aghanims hit in, as well as all the stun damage.
Oh, nice vacuum, pulling him back.
Yeah, and then they're going to try and stick on top of him with the Ion Shell. Of course, with the IO, it makes it a little bit more difficult to do these things.
Yep.
All right, this is going to be one of those times where OG's probably going to have to do something to answer this Timbersaw. Because he can just tank the tower and let the Siege Wagon do all the pushing.
It's a rotation. I was going to say, Thompson has to start either making moves, or I'm not sure what he does, because he can't play in that mid lane by himself.
Yeah, it's not like he's like, guys, come gank the Timbersaw for me. Elder Titan and IO. That's not the duo you're looking at to kill a Timbersaw.
He'd have to call in the Wind Ranger, in particular, just for that extra magic damage. But, he's like, okay, they do have decent burst damage at sometimes versus me, but at a raindrop on top, no way they're going to bring him down unless he is insanely far forward and OG.
We already lost a ton of heroes. When did that happen?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I saw the Dire one was up, and so I assumed his was still alive as well. Mid-one, he's going to be chased down here. The Scorched Earth, it's taking him down. 2 HP, caught by the vacuum. That'll bring him down, but Thompson is here with a reprisal. Will manage to kill Aramis.
He wants the next. Toby, very low. Surge still on CD. Trying to speed toward him. He tossed in the IO.
Over the IO. To get the kill.
And to get the courier, maybe? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite a big chunk of gold. Wards coming into play too now. We see Elder Titan starting to ward up the Alchemist jungle, and I believe that's the bottom tower taken by this Wind Ranger.
Okay.
That's very early.
Yeah, we're talking about like how Timbersaw is going to take this mid tower early if OG doesn't do something. Well, they are doing something. They're putting a lot of pressure on the side lanes.
Oh,
and
no way.
Shutting down Shad's game.
Perfect.
Well, I mean, Thompson's game is just completely... That is such a big kill, because the Alchemist is farming really well, even though he's pressured bottom. He jumps up to level 8 top net worth just because of that. That is what you sound like. I mean, that's crazy significant. And he gets a courier. Okay.
OG just pulling out W's everywhere here.
Yeah, and look at their warding that they have already down. This is the anti-Alchemist warding. We see all your jungle. Alchemist has no free place to go except for just in the bottom lane, and he's going to be versus Wind Ranger, who's pretty damn farmed. A Javelin already coming out on the courier, so could definitely see 7+1 go for a solo, go for these kills onto anyone.
Celery. He's been a bit of a punching bag for OG, and it doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon as Seb finds a free kill inside the jungle thanks to all this aggressive vision that they have down. One behind the tier 1 tower in mid, another one deep inside that Radiant jungle.
Oh, they know they're here. Thompson going to cut the trees with the tether.
Revealing all of them. They managed to get the avalanche toss combination on Toby, easily killing him. Aramis is still going to fight this out. They haven't done anywhere. Boom's going to come in with the damage, but it's not quite enough. No tail, he'll also TP out, seeing as the Infernal Blade is still on cooldown.
I think this is where Aramis goes and you eat a Centaur creep as soon as possible, because this is immediately you already start to notice. This is the problem with their drop that's going to come into play, is lack of disables in a lot of these situations. Right there. Early on in, we do see that coming
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Chad. Gotta get hit by the stomps here. Tiny Thompson, he's getting close. Can't quite get on top of him there, though. Nice little pickup from Shad. This is small, but going for the treads, double bracers, and he gets a shovel. Any type of HP you can get on this Alchemist, I think, is pretty damn nice.
It's all about surviving through the tiniest burst. Mid-one.
Yeah.
Surprises Toby, pops the ultimate, and fights into this duo with the power shot over Aramis. It's almost enough to get the kill. Sadly, Stormhammer not up for quite some time, as he does only have a 1 level. Thompson's going to come in from the side. No Tail switches partners now. Gets the tether to Thompson to help get that kill.
Looks like a Thompson Tiny to me, right?
Yeah.
Had a bad mid lane, almost top net worth anyway, because his movements.
And it looks like they're finally maybe going to get this mid-tier 1 tower, but they have lost so much ground in the side lanes at this point in time that I'm not sure how much of a difference it really makes. Look at that. Thomas is just going right back in. He's not going back to mid.
Oh my god, get the freak. Oh, Toby's game is over. Poor Toby. Just getting it up in that top lane over and over again.
It's certainly being canceled.
It's, yeah.
2-9, 3,000 net worth lead for OG. Timbersaw, I mean, he's sticking it out, right? He's like, I gotta, like with Timbersaws, you feel like you kind of have to get that first item. You need to be able to take that tower, whatever lane you're in. It feels like you kind of need to take that one tower before you start rotating around. But it feels like Boom may not have the time to just kind of chill out in mid lane any longer.
And like he desperately needs a hood now in this game. You know, we're talking about how tanky he is, how tanky he is. He's not that tanky anymore. They've got the levels where their burst damage actually comes into play. A Tiny who's level 8, 9, Sven level 8 as well. Like all these spells are starting to get to their level 4, so that high magical burst will be there. So it's definitely a different game than Viking expected.
The one-man smoke.
He's like, I'm gonna doom him. I'm gonna purge the win run.
Oh, where's Timbersaw now? Celery's there to be able to pull it. Anger. Relocate up to the top lane to be able to sandwich in Toby.
Oh man, they don't want him to have a game. Playing.
They really don't.
Oh, playing. There's so many stunts is really tough.
They did stop that TP, I think, from Saksa, so it looks like they might be able to kill him. He's going to try and juke Boom, and he had a lot of charges there, so he's actually good.
And the Doom bottom wasted very quickly. As we said, this is going to be the name of the game, probably, is you Doom, and there's no one else to follow and catch. 2-10 OG. Running away with this early game. Got the hook finished up now, though.
Pops him over. Cookie does land on the Seb. One of the few spells they have to help the Timbersaw keep his damage on the members of OG, but it's not enough, especially with the lead that they have. 3,000 net worth up. They're just able to just play in and out non-stop.
Okay, it looks like he just stole the creep there. Shad has to be very careful of OG just constantly running in.
Like Dagger going up, Thompson. It looked like for a moment, like, oh, maybe he's in a bit of trouble, but no disables. Nothing to stop him when he's got a bunch of heroes nearby.
And they're doing this all the meanwhile. The Sven just farms. We see mid one starting to tick toward that top net worth. Same thing with the Alchemist. Sven matching the farm of an Alchemist is a very good sign for OG.
Yeah, certainly.
Mid.
And then tower. This tower finally. And they do get the deny.
Oh, poor Boom. He worked so hard.
He did. He's been trialing at this for quite some time, but in the end, doesn't get the full subscription. Aramis dove behind the tier 1 tower. Boom! He's gonna teleport over, and they do manage to get the stun. Maybe this is enough to actually kill Seb, but No Tail heals him up so much and relocates him out. And again, the problem is even as they see some of these heroes, like Thompson in here, there's no real threat keeping him locked down. If anything, Thompson's gonna be aggressively to catch Toby, and Boom is left wandering around, watching OG do things, but can't really have an impact.
They can't catch anybody. They can't stop OG from just running around. Just running around in circles.
Yeah.
They're actually just dancing on them. And mid one's like, thank you. I'm farming this entire time while you guys are just goofing on them.
Literally running circles.
Even
on Viking GG.
and just stealing his creeps. I think that's like the third one that they've taken from him at that hard camp. Bullies.
5,000 net worth lead for a lineup that's up against an Alchemist.
Uh-oh. Sorry. Thompson. He wants the bigger target.
He jumps down and does have to hit Thompson. And as a result, Aramis managed to get in the trees. Now he's still dead. I was going to say, oh, they're going to have to dive really deep, and maybe Viking GG can do something with that. They're going to try. Vacuum in. It's all good to slow it down. They want Sapphire ultimate. And there goes that effectiveness of the Timbersaw. You saw how he was able to just cut down that Sven. Goes from half HP to nothing. Dodges away from Sox's attempt at a stomp. Boom. The higher level levels of Timber Chain. He has to juke this Chakram, but Woom does manage to get the kill. Just ever so barely, thanks to the Ion Shell.
He would have lived without the knife.
Oh, the illusion from Toby with an Ion Shell on him killed No-Tail.
Game slightly recovered.
Yeah.
Still slightly. He's got, I think he has mech at least finished up now, but he's still very fragile versus the burst combo that's coming out from OG.
Yeah, I mean, they killed the Sven. It's not just about the kills, right? But during that time, Alchemist was farming while the Sven died, so he can actually catch up and maybe get the lead that he's supposed to have on the opposing core.
That's one thing that I'm glad that was just brought up, though. Look at the hero levels. Sven, almost level 13. Alchemist is level 9.
Yeah.
So he might have his Radiance finished up, but look at that comparison. It's 2,000 HP just because of these raw stats. He's going to have S and Y finished, so it's going to be even higher than that. Alchemist, not going to be near that point. Level 9. That is actually... Level 9, 16 minutes is something you don't see very often on your safe lane carry.
They're going to try and fight with this Radiance. They do manage to lead off with a stun. On mid one, pulls him back inside the Chakram.
Nice.
They do make pretty good mincemeat out of good old Sven. Chop him up the size. OG are still willing to fight because, of course, they are. They're OG. Into the rest of the team. Trying to go for the stop. He's stopped from being able to Timber Chain away, but that reactive armor is still doing him a good amount of work. And if they're focusing on the Timber Saw, it means Shad is free to run and play with this Radiance. A two-man stun thanks to the unstable concoction. No-Tail managing to dodge a couple of those shots will survive. And it looks like they're going to have to back away. Thompson, he's here. No Blink Dagger up for another 6 seconds.
That could have been close for them. If they got the shackle on the Timber, if it connected, he probably would have died there. They weren't able to quite get it.
Still gonna look up the boom here. Boom. Take a lot of damage. Relocate in. Seb, he's here. They're going to try and chase down Boom. Now, he's still got enough HP to survive through a combination. But the Alchemist, that's a better one. Shad in serious trouble here. Saw the relocate, but still got caught by the shackles instead of Boom. I thought that would have been an easy retreat, but it looks like not. And Aramis, who's been farming his top lane the entire time, TP Sand immediately dies. Seb laughing his ass off here, realizing that Viking GG have just made critical back-to-back errors.
By the way, this was a tiny version of Timber Saw in the mid lane. Godlike at the 17-minute mark, just running around. Seb, as we pointed out, full MKB, so he actually does damage.
Yeah.
This is looking very strong from OG. This is just OG's bread and butter. Constant aggression. Mid one dying here and there a couple times during that aggression, but he's still top of net worth. And it's just big Viking. It's just the catching problem. They can't get good catches. I mean, they're probably praying for a clumsy net. So they do need some other forms to be able to just have these heroes not be able to just walk away.
Yeah.
But yeah, win run, tether, everyone's moving so fast.
And the worst part is like, nice. Invis Rune turns into a toss back onto Toby. He's close enough to Seb that Seb will finish the job.
Jeez.
These, it's not like they can naturally build into an item to solve that disable problem either. Like, what are you gonna do? Get a Rod of Atos on Timber Saw? That sounds real booty. Yeah. You try and get like a Blink Dagger Centaur stun onto Doom, but he's a support. Like, that's not gonna be that reliable anyway.
Yeah, definitely starting to see, even though, you see 4-strength heroes, it looks like a glorious Timber Saw game, we're starting to see the flaws. We're starting to see what they're really lacking in the grand scheme of their draft. The lane also, as we said, they got pressured hard. Shad shows himself in lane. Easy kills versus that relocate. They're starting to really snowball.
Thanks to this relocate, Sven is not only joining in on some of these fights and getting kills, but he is keeping up his farm at a pace that is well ahead of the Alchemist at this point. Once he gets his BKB, that may just be go time for OG to put some real pain on it already in, some objectives. Boom's not getting out alive. Reactive armor is nothing to Seb now that he's got MKB plus the Grove Bow.
Yeah. And Thompson looking for more. He'll be able to find Celery. Can he get the toss back? Sure can.
Throws him over to mid one. Gets the old alley-oop for the double kill.
This actually feels like unfixable here from Viking.
Yeah.
This is one of those games where everything has gone far too wrong.
Radiant's
Your
top
off lane and your
tower
safe
has
lane
fallen.
have no game.
Yeah.
And then your mid Timbersaw, who could have had a good game, just doesn't have the heroes to play around him
Radiant's
to
middle
make him
tower is under
look
attack.
good. So he's suffering every time he shows.
And a big difference between the Alk versus Void matchup, where there is, thanks to Abyssal Blade, plenty of opportunities for Alk to 100 to 0, even through BKB perhaps.
Yeah.
But here, Sven is an entirely different story, right?
Yeah. Sven can stand toe-to-toe pretty easily versus that Alk, especially with this type of farm.
Yeah, the only thing that was really making him squishy in this game was the Whirling Death and the Timbersaw. He's got BKB. He deals with that pretty easily. Stomp goes out. Trapped inside the Avalanche, stun from the Stormhammer, finishes him off. And look at that, into the back line. Seth just fearlessly goes in, cleans up. At least some of the supports are going to buy back here at Viking GG. They're all in on this fight at this point in time. Midland still has BKB. The relocate coming in from No Tail. They're going to try and do just that. A heal comes out, and Midland's up to full health. They're going to continue to buy back. Viking GG, they are going to throw everything they have to do with one good fight against OG. Now the beach shot gets worn out. It's a good opportunity. They need to be able to get him out of this. Slurp pulls him back in, though, and Shad gets torn to pieces. Boom. He's going to have the same fate as his Alchemist. Both dead with OG closing.
They call it. Yeah, I think
That's
this game was just everything went out of hand. Shad dying all over the place. They just got. Them getting these towers so early, the OG aggression, like 7-minute tower bottom, they could just open up the map so much. They were like, we don't need to play in the lane anymore. We're just gonna run at you, kill. And Toby, up in that top lane, he got massacred. I actually have no idea how many deaths he had at the end there. It had to have been like over 8. Like it really felt like he was just dying every time he respawned.
It was real nasty. Props to Viking GG for putting up such a strong game.